Young people are to lose benefits if they refuse work and training, says Minister. I'm going to read into this more from Sky News, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from Sky News with the headline that young people will lose benefits if they refuse work and training, says Minister. Liz Kendall said the government wants to increase the training opportunities for unemployed young people, and there will be consequences if they refuse to help. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share across social media so others are notified of this video. So, they want to obviously get more people back into work, and on the surface it seems like a good thing. We always want to encourage and try to encourage as many people back into the workplace as much as we possibly can. That's always a good thing, and give people the best opportunities as we possibly can with apprenticeships and opportunities and what we can do about helping them, even with some people, because there are jobs out there, even with people with certain disabilities or certain setbacks, that they can still work, they can still contribute to society in a way. But it has to be in a case that, especially with those with certain disabilities or mental ones, that they find a job that they can be accommodated without putting their needs or their issues at risk, so that they are able to still contribute to society, earn a living, even though that they do struggle with certain things. Now, I think this is also important to stress. Not everyone has this, and this is the biggest gripe. So, we have a work shortage here in the UK. I think that's fair to say. And one of the arguments is that too many people are sitting on benefits and not going back to work. You can hear this argument all the time from people. You hear it from experts, you hear it from politicians, you hear it from fellow YouTubers, that people should always go back. People need to go back to work, blah, 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 blah. I've said this before about the issue. So one of the things that will help reduce the cost of benefits is the fixing up of the National Healthcare Service, because we have an issue at the moment where lots of people are unable to get the treatment or the treatment that they need for certain things, because i.e. the NHS has been underfunded, chronically shortage for a long period, which meant that some workers were unable to go back to work because of conditions or treatments that they needed and they couldn't get because of the NHS being overwhelmed because of the underfunding and what the Conservatives have done. So it meant some of these people lost their jobs, and some of them have been sitting on benefits as a result. These are many people who don't want to be sitting on the sidelines, but can't get the appointments or GPs or whatever they need, so to be able to have what they need, whether it's operations, medicines, whatever it might be, so that they can basically get back on their feet and get back to work, so that they're able to contribute to society. Because the vast majority of people who are on benefits don't want to be on benefits. Yes, there is a minority of those who claim benefits and don't want to go to work. Yes, there is. But we're talking about a minority here. The vast majority want to work or are unable to work because of disabilities, or, like I said, some of them have not been able to get the treatments and that because of the National Healthcare Service that the Conservatives left under as well. So you had that issue. It's really, really important that we do try to encourage people. What we shouldn't be doing is forcing people against their will, especially those who have certain disabilities or mental abilities that we don't know about. And this idea of basically saying, if you don't go back to work, you will pay the price. And this is sending the wrong message. Yeah, we should be helping people, not punishing people when they're on benefits. We should be helping people in that situation instead of punishing them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. What good is punching someone down who, for whatever their situation is on benefits? What good is the benefit of punching someone down when they're not doing well? Yeah, you're only going to make things worse for them. You're only going to make things more difficult for them. You're only going to make things more negative. Shoving them into a job that they don't want either. How does that help them? It doesn't help the employee. Certainly doesn't help the employer, because they've got somebody working for them who doesn't want nothing to do with their job. And they're like, oh, I have to do this because if I don't, because they will take my benefits away if I don't do this job. So, yeah, we have to treat people with dignity and respect. Yeah, as you would, as I would treat you. And the problem is that the job centre doesn't treat people like that. And another fundamental issue that we have is that when people do have disabilities that are not very clear, that we don't always know about, they're not. When it comes to people, or whether it comes to job centres and the DWP having people checking on people who are claiming benefits, they're not cross-examined by a doctor. It's cross-examined by like someone at the job employment centre to try and get them back into work, right? The person on that call, I don't care who they are, unless they are a qualified doctor, or a GP. They should not be making the decision about whether somebody should or shouldn't be entitled to benefits based on their health issues. It should be decided by a doctor. It's not rocket science to understand that. And if that is something that is not changing, it needs to change, so that those who are definitely unwell or definitely have disabilities that cannot make them work, then we need to protect those people. And yes, that means obviously, we continue to support them on benefits, on disability benefits that they need in order for them to have a life. Yeah, because that's really, really important, and not pushing them out there just because some idiot on a video call who speaks to another person and thinks that they know better than that person's condition when they have no experience of what it's like to be a doctor or a GP. So it's really important that we have an expert when it comes to them. But having said all that, for me, my fear is that many, many people will be thrust into jobs that they don't want to do because the government doesn't have a solution to deal with the worker shortages, because we can't get workers from Europe because of Brexit. We don't want to get workers. We don't want to get too many workers from abroad because it will look like that we're bringing in foreign workers, which will rile up the right wing. So this is who they go after. They go after for those who are the most vulnerable. So whatever the government's going to do here, they're going to upset somebody. But I feel that rather than targeting these people in society, we should be targeting, I don't know, those who are sitting on assets, the rich, the billionaires. Maybe they should be paying a bit more instead of punishing those who are literally surviving in the UK. So young people will lose their benefits if they refuse to take up work and training opportunities, the minister has said ahead of announcing the measures to cut the welfare bill. Liz Kendall, the Work and Pension Secretary, told Sky's Morning with Trevor Phillips that conditions will be attached to new skills opportunities that the government intends to create. With a number of young people currently unemployed, Labour promised in its manifesto to a youth guarantee for 18 and 21-year-olds to have access to training and apprenticeship or support to find work. If people repeatedly refuse to take up the training work responsibilities, there will be sanctions on their benefit, Ms. Kendall said. And we don't, as of time of this recording, we don't know what exactly what the sanctions are, like, and how many times do we need to talk about, like, how many times are we talking, like, where they get refused? Like, are we talking 5 times, 10 times? Like, what's the reference of after several times where they're going to get kicked to the curb, like, and have their benefits taken away? The reason why we believe this so strongly is that we believe in our responsibility to provide these new opportunities, which is what we will do. We will transform these opportunities, but young people will be required to take them up. Labour government said it will stick to a commitment under the former Tory administration to reduce the welfare bill by £3 billion over 5 years. Ms. Kendall said her party will bring in its own reforms to achieve the target, though it did not elaborate further. Yeah, we still don't, at the time of this recording, we still don't know much more than that. The Conservatives had planned to change the work capabilities rules to tighten eligibility, so around 400,000 more people who are signed off sick in the long term would be assessed as needed to prepare for work by 2028-2029 to deliver the savings. So asked whether these people would ultimately be denied their current benefits under Labour plans, Ms. Kendall told the BBC Sunday with Laura Queensberg, "I'm saying we will bring forward our own reforms. You wouldn't expect me to announce this on your programme. But my objective is that disabled people should have the same chances and rights to work as everybody else." Now, I agree. If there's opportunities for them to work, then we should look at that. But very important that these people are not forced. Yeah, there's a difference between getting people back into work and encouraging people back into work and then forcing people back into work. And this is the problem that the premise that I think is being created. People think that there's more people who don't want to work than there is people who do. More people want to work. The problem is that some people just cannot because of their health conditions or disabilities that are not very clear. That's the thing that people don't take into account. The latest official forecast published by the government shows that the number of people claiming incapacity benefits is expected to climb from around 2.5 million in 2019 to 4.2 million in 2029. Yeah, and this is a major issue. Last year there were just over 3 million claimants. The Kendall will launch proposals on Tuesday designed to get Britain working amid concerns about the soaring unemployment rate. So it will be out it'll be out probably by the time maybe some of you see this video. So the white paper is expected to include the placement of work coaches in mental health clinics and a youth guarantee aimed at ensuring that those ages 18 to 21 are working or studying. Ministers also looking at subsidy job schemes, Sky News reveals last week. The UK remains the only G7 country that has the highest level of economic inactivity now than before the pandemic. Ms. Kendall said the reasons are complex, including the fact that the UK is an older and sicker nation. Asked whether she believes normal feelings are being over-medicized, she said that while some people may be self-diagnosing themselves with mental health issues, it is a genuine problem. It's not one simple thing, The last government said people were too bluesy to work. I mean, I don't know who they were speaking to. There's a genuine problem with mental health in this country. Ms. Kendall's language was softer than Sir Keir Starmer, who this week promised a crackdown on criminals who game the system. Writing in the Mail on Sunday, he said, "Make no mistake, we will get to grips with the boggling benefits bill blighting our society." This idea, I'm going to keep hammering the message, guys, about benefits. This idea that people are taking advantage of it. Like I said, it is a minority of people. And yes, mental health is a major issue. And as I've told you guys, I suffer from mental health issues as well. But obviously, that's why I do this, because it's something that that's why I do a job like this. Or when I used to work for retail, although I still had mental health issues, I still got on my job, because one thing that is good about a job, it's not only is that it brings in money into you, it's a welcome distraction. It distracts you from your mental health issues. But but there are some jobs that make your mental health abilities worse rather than better. So it's about finding the right job for the right person as well. But none of this should be forced or imposed upon people. There should be constructive ways of doing it. And I would hope that the Labour will be more constructive than the Conservatives will be when it comes to this issue. But it looks like the tone and the language it's not as aggressive as the Conservatives, but it's certainly I don't like the fact that there are going to be consequences for people who refuse the help. But what do you guys think? What do you guys make of the situation around benefits? Should people lose their benefits if they refuse help? Or are there actual legal reasons behind why some people can't work, like some of the things that I've said, or maybe there's more that you have to add there? Let me know your thoughts and more down in the comments section below. Now, if you found this video informative, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, because it really helps support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.